We're the Whiskey Sippers, and these are the 4 bottles that started our bourbon journey.
After this. All right, guys, so we're back. And so at some point, you were like, you know what? Let's take this brown water and start to enjoy it and not go, ugh, what the heck is this? So we've all been in that spot where we're like, you know what? I'm going to start getting into this or that. Whether your crazy uncle gave you a little nip at the barbecue or whatever, or your buddy was like, hey, try this out. It's a lot better. A lot more better. You know what I'm saying?
More better.
More better.
More
better.
gooder. More gooder.
Lots gooder. So, but yeah, so we're going to talk about the bottles that kind of got us in our, like, you know what? I like bourbon and whiskey and all that.
And got us started in and then kind of expanded us from that basic.
And now we have got a YouTube channel talking about it.
Yeah,
so
there you
hope
go.
you enjoy it.
It's a hell of a travel.
Yeah.
If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Become a member of the channel. And go check out our Patreon if you haven't.
Yep, we do some cool stuff. We just did a barrel pick, so look forward to that as well. So,
all right, you want to start or you want me to?
Sure. I will embarrassingly start this off by talking about a Canadian whiskey. Crown Peach. And Crown Peach is not just the apple or regular Crown, but back in the day, obviously it was like summertime when I first started getting into, whiskey and whatnot. And I was like, man, really refreshing, but very sweet. So I like to put like some ice in there and really let it sit for a minute. Low proof, really enjoyable, and really tasty. But now that I've gotten into bourbon and high proofs and all that, this really doesn't do it for me anymore, and it's just too sweet. But this Bird Dog Peach, this was kind of hard to find back in the day. So I was like, I got to find all these Crown Peaches. And so Crown Peach. Don't laugh too hard, okay?
So for me, my very, very first entry was as a kid.
You need a spot for that? Oh, okay, good.
So growing up, my dad drank Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
I mean, it was always in the house. I mean, every once in a while he may have something different, but 99% of the time he was drinking Jack Daniels. Yeah. So as a kid growing up, that's what I saw. That's what I knew. Hey, my dad's drinking this, and that's, a grown up drink. And every once in a while I'd go and sneak a nip, and so that was kind of my entry into the world of whiskey was, seeing my dad drink Jack Daniels. So when I became a kind of teenager and you're doing stuff maybe you're not supposed to, and we get a hold of something, I was always trying to get a hold of a bottle of number 7.
Yeah, you replace it with some like tea. Hope he doesn't notice. He's like, what the heck is this?
So that's where I started, and even today I don't drink number 7 neat, but I enjoy Jack and Coke. Yeah. I'll go drink a Jack and Coke. I'm fine with that.
If that's what they got for the work party, you're like, well, free Jack. Absolutely. Don't mind if I do. So, awesome. Well, so then I got into bourbon, and I really liked it. And as most bourbon aficionados know, that they like to hunt to find the cool bottles and all the stuff. And everyone was talking about Weller, Antique 107, Baby Pappy, or whatever you want to call it. But here in Ohio, it's easier to come by. So if you go out on the weekends, at least once a month, you can probably find it. And my buddy had it, and I was like, wow, this is pretty good. I started with some ice, and then I started doing it neat, and then going out on hunts with him, trying to find it, and then I got a couple bottles, and I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. I really enjoy it, and I still enjoy it. So Weller 107.
Well, not quite there yet, but growing up drinking Jack, and then I kind of get into high school, and we started looking for something a little bit different, and I ran into something that was like a higher proof, and so it's kind of like expanded me a little bit from Jack Daniels, and that was Wild Turkey 101. Yeah. So in high school, I was drinking a lot of Wild Turkey. It kind of was like, 101 proof. It's a lot more powerful and stuff like that. Yeah. So when we got kind of later in high school and out, that was kind of where I went to. From Jack Daniels, I moved to that Wild Turkey. Yeah. And that was kind of my journey from a whiskey into a classic bourbon. Yeah. So that was my next kind of evolutionary step.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about expensive bottles. So my buddy goes, hey, I think I could get some of these, and they're very tater-esque bottles, but Blanton straight from the barrel. So I was like, wow, I'm starting to get into the higher proof stuff. You got to collect all the little toppers and all that, and I was like, you know what, it's pretty cool. And was like, let's get some Blanton's straight from the barrel. So we split it and we got a case, and we're trying to collect the letters. And that was the first letters I ever had. I had this before regular Blanton's, believe it or not. And I was like, wow, this is pretty good. The proof, the taste, like starting off in this high proof realm. And yeah, so I got Blanton's straight from the barrel, and I thought these were pretty good.
So for years and years and years, I drank just basic Shelfers. I was drinking Wild Turkey and Jack, and have some like Jim Beam, and kind of my special bottle might have just been a Knob Creek 9.
Yeah.
Everything was stuff just off the shelf. I didn't really know of what allocated bottles were.
Yeah.
And then I kind of got in with a group of guys, and they started talking about going out and getting allocated stuff. I was like, what is that? What are you talking about? And the one thing they kept talking about, and I was like, okay, I got to go find this and try it. It was my first step into allocated.
And it definitely was not his last.
No. Was like Devin, Weller 107.
Yeah.
So that was the first allocated bottle I got. And I was like, okay, this is a lot different from all this other stuff I had. And the whole like hunt became fun.
Yeah.
So that was my venture from just Shelfer bourbons into allocated bottles.
Yeah, going out and you're like, all right, I'll go out Saturday morning, and sitting there in a cold car.
You're waiting an hour and a half to get a bottle of Weller.
Finally go in and you're like, I can go in and get a bottle, and then go back and get another one, or a different bottle of Buffalo Trace or whatever. Yeah, definitely kind of fun stuff.
So that's how I stepped up from Shelfers into allocated. That was my next evolution.
Yep. Well, my last bottle, I do enjoy the Buffalo Trace bourbon, but my buddy was like, hey, Colonel E.H. Taylor, it's pretty good. And I was like, wow, that's a cool one. Bottled and Bond, the story of Edmund Haynes Taylor.
Tater tube.
Yeah, tater tube. You get the tubes, you got to get the tubes. But yeah, he was like, this is like one of my favorite ones. And I was like, you know what? I really enjoy it. I've since obviously gotten a few more of them, the straight rye, single barrel proofs and whatnot. But the E.H. Taylor small batch, I always thought was like a cool bottle with the tube and all that, and so I enjoyed it. Tried getting them, hunting them, and people are always getting this one before this one in line, so you're like, I gotta get one of these, and hunting those was kind of fun.
So I had moved to the point where I was looking for allocated bottles, and I was very much trying to be conscious of, okay, I'm only going to buy this or that, or trying to kind of like more controlled, not try to get everything. Because I'm married, got a wife. My wife wasn't drinking bourbon. I had tried to give her a number of pours, and she was never really found anything she liked.
Yeah.
Until I got a bottle of an Old Forester single barrel proof, and she loved it. And as soon as she joined in, as soon as she joined in, and now it's like, it's not just a me thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of an us thing. She's joining in now too. So that's when we really kind of went, okay, we're all in on this, and
let's go hunt this bottle this weekend, or go there.
We're both out hunting, and we're getting multiple bottles, and we're going to distilleries, and we're trying different stuff. So that's when it really opened up. Is when my wife decided, I like some of this stuff too, and she wanted to get involved. So
good. Well, then we like. You're married.
She likes. We like.
That's
right. So there you go.
These are the bottles that got us into bourbon and hunting, and eventually growing a YouTube channel. And thanks for all of you for watching and
talking to you guys and everything else. So.
Yeah, let us know what your bottles were, your top 4 that you kind of started your bourbon journey on. Whether you went from Scotch to bourbon or vodka to bourbon, or you just obviously enjoy bourbon now because you're watching here. So let us know.
All right, guys. Thanks everyone. Again, hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know what you think, and just keep tuning in and give us your ideas.
Yeah, we'll see you next time. So remember that the best bourbon or whiskey
is the one you like the most.
All right. Cheers, guys.
Bye.